Well, Orlando, I asked if you would show up. Did you show up today? Orlando, are you ready to elect Andrew Gillum, the next governor of Florida? Well, I can tell you, when he called and he made the ask to me, after a long fight, I said, Mayor Gillum, I am honored, I am ready, I will stand beside you, and I will stand behind you. You know, Andrew Gillum and I became friends through one of the hardest competitions you can ever put your family through. I promise you this. For 18 months. And I will never forget when I met Andrew Gillum. It's an experience you remember. I was in Manatee County. It was a Friday night. I was feeling good about myself after a long week on the campaign trail. And I hadn't met Mayor Gillum yet. And I had the unfortunate task of speaking after Mayor Andrew Gillum. Not something you want. And I hugged him, I shook his hand, he went up to speak. And after the thundering applause, after the standing ovation finished, they hadn't gotten through the introduction yet and people were leaving out the back of the place. And I learned then what I saw over 18 months, that Andrew Gillum is dynamic. Andrew Gillum is the talent that our party has been waiting for. And you know, as I got to know Mayor Gillum, I found that we had a lot in common. You know, we're both 39 years old. We both have 3 children, 2 boys and a little girl who we are enormously proud of. Where are my children? Right there. Charlie, Mary Grace, and Luke, and you'll meet Mayor Gillum's in a second. And you know, we both ran for student government president in college. The only problem, he won. And most importantly, I think you'll agree with me with this, we both married wives that are fierce and fearless and brilliant and beautiful. And you know, we both married older women. I met my wife when I was a sophomore in high school. She was a senior, so it was a little bit of a problem for her at the time. It was a huge opportunity for me. And today, I think she's thinking that the potential paid off. And you know, I've met and spent a lot of time now with R.J. Gillum. And I will tell you, if you think Andrew Gillum is the boss, you are wrong. R.J. Gillum is extraordinary, and she will make a great next First Lady of Florida. But folks, what we most share, what Andrew and I, from the bottom of my heart and his heart, feel, is that this is a moment in the history of our state, in the history of our nation, where we must stand up and speak out and change the future of Florida. We have an affordable housing crisis across this state. Families are paying too much for their housing, and Andrew Gillum is prepared to fix it. We have a low-wage economy in Florida, and Andrew Gillum is not only fighting to raise the minimum wage, but he's fighting for living wages for everybody. We have 2.5 million people without access to a doctor who knows their name. And Andrew Gillum says that's wrong, and we are prepared to do something about it. We have an environment, it's tragic to say, that where we talk about slime and algae and we deny using the words climate change. And Andrew Gillum is an environmentalist. We have a criminal justice system. This is one of the passions of my heart, where we are becoming a national leader in locking people up, where mass incarceration is celebrated. And Andrew Gillum says, that's not who we are. That's not the state we want to be, and we're going to fix it. I have spoken up forcefully, and Mayor Gillum has spoken up forcefully all his life, that today in Florida, we still have a problem with institutional racism, with laws and policies that are not fair. Well, we believe that regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of who you love, regardless of who you worship, that this state must present the same opportunities and the same justice to all of us. And this is a ticket. This is a partnership that will take on the gun crisis in this state. That will say no to stand your ground. And will bring about common sense gun safety policies that work for all of our families. So that's what this is. This ticket is about the future of Florida, not taking us back to 1955 or 65 or 75. This ticket is representative of our hopes and our dreams and our aspirations. That is the promise of Andrew Gillum. And one thing I'll tell you, one thing I will tell you, and this should make, as coming from a guy who competed with Andrew Gillum for 18 months, this should make Ron DeSantis very, very nervous. Because what I learned about Andrew Gillum is that he has no quit in him. What I saw is that they had counted him out from the beginning, hadn't they? They were plotting the demise of his campaign. He was told hundreds, probably thousands of times, you can't win. You can't lead this party. You can't be the next governor of Florida. But Andrew Gillum says, I don't believe that. Andrew Gillum believed in himself, and he will never stop believing in you. So folks, this November, we have an extraordinary opportunity, a historic opportunity to elect a man of class and substance and talent and dreams, who will send a message to the nation and to the world that in Florida, anything is possible. Because this November, we will elect our first Black Florida governor.